Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel where I share my real life journey to financial freedom. Today we're going to be breaking down how I spent my money this week, the good, the bad, the ugly, the lessons learned. Let's dive into it. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Rachel and I'm a regular working woman tackling $95,000 of debt while juggling real life. Stick around and see how I made progress 1 week at a time. And if you want a budget right along beside me or take charge of your own financial journey, I've got a Google spreadsheet that is available in my Stand Store. The link for my Stand Store is in the description of this video. Check it out. Before we get into any of the numbers, you guys know the drill. I'm 42 years old. I live in the Tampa Bay area. I rent this lovely apartment. I'm an empty nester. Both of my kids are gone doing their own things. I am a grandma. I have a cute French bulldog. We just got back from walking at Tampa Bay. Let's see, I paid off my car in 2023, and I make about $70,000 a year prior to taxes. I'm in a salary position at my job. I think that's everything. Let's talk some numbers. I spent $531.54 this week. I'm going to break it down for y'all. There's definitely some things that we need to eventually get into a position to tweak. I just don't know when we're going to get there because I feel like I'm struggling. But let's get into it. Y'all, people did warn me before I got Scout. I'm not going to lie. People did warn me that I would be at the vet a lot. I didn't know how much they meant by that. Literally, take heed if you are looking at getting a French bulldog. Basically, all of them have allergy issues. And it is just dependent on the dog on how much their allergy issues are. Scout has an ear infection. We went to the vet yesterday. I clean out her ears about, twice a week or so. I do a pretty good job, but she doesn't let me clean them out like good. And I'm scared to get too deep in there and too aggressive with the cleaning. So I feel like I don't do the best job either time that I clean her ears per week, or any other times I clean her ears. So I wasn't quite sure if the ear infection was because of that or because of like allergies. She does get a Cytopoint shot, but I don't think the Cytopoint shot is enough for her. So we have now switched her to Apoquel. And when we were at the vet yesterday doing an emergency vet visit, which we didn't do like an emergency vet visit at an emergency vet. Our vet is open until like 10 o'clock at night. So we just did a regular vet visit yesterday evening at like 5:30. And it was really great. I love our vet. Like, they're so on top of it and everything. And she was due for all her annual shots and her like fecal sample and heartworm test. So we did the whole 9 yards because in April I will be going to my daughter's basic training graduation, and unfortunately I won't be able to bring Scout because my parents are bringing their dog and my dog doesn't get along with any dogs. So unfortunately I am going to have to board Scout, and she's going to have to need her Bortella, her distemper, and her rabies. And she is due for like her annual booster of those. So we did the shots. We did the ear sample test of that. We got medicine for that. She got drops and a pill, her Apoquel. Yeah, so we spent a lot of money at the vet yesterday. We actually spent $328.08 at the vet yesterday. Didn't plan for that. Then that's one thing we need to do. We need to figure out how to build out a little like section of the budget where I'm putting like, $10 away every payday to put into like a little fund just for Scout. Now I do keep a buffer in my checking of about $2,000, and I use that for stuff like this. But I would like to just not have to use that little bit of savings I keep in my checking, my buffer amount for vet visits. I would like to have like a fund where I have like $1,000 for the year, and just I mean, probably need more than that, I'm not gonna lie. She's at the vet every 2 to 3 months, and it's always expensive. So, I don't know. We need to have a fund of about $2,000 a year. We could buy her food with that money. We could get her vet visits with that money. We need to figure out how to build that out within our like high yield savings account, so that way it's gaining interest and I'm not having to put all the $1,000 or $2,000 whatever in there. Like, some of it is built up with interest, so we need to figure out how to do that. That's going to be my goal this year, to try to build up a little emergency fund for Scout for all of her vet visits and her food and stuff like that, because it's so overwhelming to take her to the vet and walk out of paying $328 when I didn't plan for that. I didn't budget for that. I mean, I know that she needs to go to the vet every so often, but I try to do my best to take great care of her so that way she doesn't have to go to the vet. But it's inevitable with her being a French bulldog, and just like her being a dog and her being 7. So anyway, but the vet did say if she didn't look at her chart, it's a vet we've never seen there. It was a new girl. And she said that if I didn't look at her chart and know that she was 7, I would have guessed that she was 3 or 4. Like, you take really good care of her. And that just warmed my heart, because I do try to put Scout first before me. And I try to do my best to take care of her. And she's my baby. So that was a grip of money that we spent there, but we're doing good. We spent $134.14 on groceries, so we did go over the $120 that we allot for the week. Basically, it's $240 for 2 weeks. So if I go a little less one week, I go a little bit more the other week, we even out. So last week, I spent $75.02 on groceries. And this week, I went a little over and spent $134.14 on groceries. So, kind of evened out. Not too bad. I think we have a little bit of buffer in there if we want to say we didn't spend all of our $240. And then gas, $23.21 in gas. Like I said on Friday when I did the budgeting, every Friday I'm going to put $20 into my Fidelity account. So that's not coming out of, like, when I get paid, that's not coming out of that. That's coming out of my, like, bank account. So I have to budget for that now. And we did talk about that on Friday. So $20 came out for my retirement account, which I am planning on putting on V&Q, I think, on Monday. I tried to do it Friday, but I think it was because it just got deposited on Friday that the deposit hasn't cleared or something. So I did get an email like yesterday or this morning or something like that, talking about how the deposit had cleared. And so tomorrow when I go into work, I'm going to log into my account and I'm going to put $20 towards V&Q. Doing my best. I have $20 already in that account, and so this will make it $40. It's not a lot, but we're going to get there with our $20 every single week. And once I get my high yield savings account where I want it, I want to take some of that money that I've been putting into my high yield savings account and either put it towards my retirement or put it towards a couple extra payment on my credit cards. I'm not quite sure right now. We got a long way before we hit our minimum $12,000 in our high yield savings account. So I'm not too worried about it right now. Figure it out when we get there. And then student loans. Right now, my student loans are in deferment, or what is that other word? I can't remember, but they are gaining interest. But I applied for student loan forgiveness on my University of Phoenix loans from like 2006 to like 2010, somewhere in there. I went to school there for accounting degree. I got a bachelor's and I got an associate's. So I went to like the Axia, which is their junior college, and then I went to University of Phoenix and I got a degree from both of those. Unfortunately, that was the dumbest decision that I could ever make. And unfortunately, I made the decision to go there before my frontal lobe was fully developed, and I should have just waited. My life story is a mess, and I've talked about it here and there. And I have some videos up on my page, and I'm not willing to go into all of that right now. I want to kind of stay on topic. But I saw on my studentaid.gov page, if you have student loans and you log in, it will tell you how many years you have left until you get forgiveness. I believe that what that number is, and told me I have 9 years and 11 months. So that's a long time, and I haven't been making payments. One, I just really can't afford to, and two, I just really hope I get student loan forgiveness, and I'm kind of burying my head in the sand and wanting to try to forget about them, but I really can't do that because they are gaining interest. The interest isn't being capitalized right now, it's just gaining interest on the account at like 6% or something crazy high. So what I've decided is, I was like, I wonder if I put like $10 on my student loans, will that go towards my payments, and I will be able to log into my studentaid.gov account and see that I don't have 9 years and 11 months. I have 9 years and 10 months. So I just played, I just gambled a little bit and I put $10 on them. I thought I put 20. I thought I put 10 on my unsubsidized and 10 on my subsidized. I don't know. When I looked at my bank account, it said it had only taken 10 out. So I thought it was going to take 20. Anyway, so I put $10 on them, and I'm going to see if that will make my forgiveness period go down. But I highly doubt it, but it was worth the $10 to see what the heck would happen. I was just curious. If anybody knows more about that, about making payments while you're in deferment and you don't have to make any payments, like it says my next payment is due in 2032, which is crazy. So I'm not quite sure about that. So anyway, and then miscellaneous. I didn't budget for this, but I spent $16.11. And let's see, that breaks down between, I got photos printed because my youngest daughter's at basic training, and I've been sending her letters through the Sandbox app, which I love, but I don't get to send her many pictures. And so I printed off a bunch of photos so that way she would have like updated photos of her nephew, my grandson, and the photos of me and my dog, and just like random family photos I printed off so that way it kind of maybe boosts her mood. So I printed off some photos, and that was $5.42 for those. And then I went and got a, like, what do you call it? Like a butcher knife? I guess that's what you call it, like a big knife, because I cut up like veggies and stuff like that every week to eat, like sweet potatoes, and you guys know sweet potatoes with a little puny knife is not doing anything. And last week, you can't see it, but I stabbed myself, and I got a little dot. Luckily, it didn't barely break the skin. It did bleed a little bit, but it was fine. And I said, next week when I get ready to do my sweet potatoes, I need to have a big knife because I'm way too scared that I'm going to chop off a finger or something with this tiny little steak knife. So I went and got like a little knife set so that way I have a serrated knife, a big knife, and like one tiny little knife. So we did that, and that cost us $10.69 to do that. So that's where that miscellaneous charge comes from. And now you can see how I spent $531.54 for the week. Something that I have learned is I wanted to do a no buy for this first quarter, and I've done pretty well at sticking to that, minus a couple of times. Like, I got a meal out because I had flooded my apartment and it was just too much. There was too much going on that day. I had to eat out. And another time that I was just absolutely starved, and I came home and I was like, what I ate for dinner just wasn't enough, so I ordered out. And that was the only 2 times that I ordered out since January 1st to February, what is today? The 23rd. So I feel like I've done pretty good. Something that I learned this past week, because I do try to meal prep one big portion of food and eat that for lunch and dinner throughout the week, just because it makes my life so much easier. I work in office. Everyone that works in office has to drive to the office, come home, and all of that. You know what a burden it is to try to make all this food at home. Just 1, try to eat healthy, and 2, try to save money while eating. And I don't like to skip any meals. I can't. So what I decided is that I would pick a low-cost meal. So what I've been cooking the last couple of weeks is turkey meatballs, sweet potatoes, spinach, quinoa, and just kind of layering that and eating that. And it's allowed me to be able to get other meals outside of that, because I got to a point where I was so bored and I was really desperately wanting to eat out. But I figured that was such a low cost meal that I can make in bulk, plus my stuff that I have for breakfast, like eggs and stuff like that. You guys see my breakfast in my vlogs. So buying all my groceries for the week is about depending, it's about $60 to $70, and that gives me a little bit of a buffer to get other foods that are outside of my meal prepped foods, so that way I have some kind of variety in there. If I come home on Wednesday, I'm like, I've been eating this food for 3 days straight, I'm literally gonna go sick and tired of it right now, so I'll pull out something from the freezer. Now this week I did spend a little bit more on groceries because I had to re-up on a few things, and things are just expensive. But I've gotten to a point where if I can make this meal for the next few weeks and buy a little bit here and there, I bought these bao buns from Trader Joe's, and those were not that much money, and they fit within the budget, and it gave me a little bit of variety, so that way I had those tonight and I didn't get sick of having to eat my meal prepped food 7 days a week. If you know what I mean, it gives me a little bit of flexibility to have a little bit of variety without going over the budget. So yeah, I think I'm gonna stick to that method. That's something that I've learned, and it's helping me, and I don't really crave eating out now that I'm doing that. I'm like, okay, I get a little bit of variety, but I'm still getting my healthy meal prepped meals at home throughout the week, and I don't have to worry about wanting to eat out. Don't get me wrong, I still want to eat out, and I can't wait for this to be over, but I'm also in a place where, I'm fine. I'll be fine, I'm not craving out where I feel like a fiend. What are some of your financial goals for this next week? Share them down below in the comment section. And if you need a tool to help you stay on track, I have a Google spreadsheet that is available in my Stand store. It is linked in the description of this video. It is customizable and perfect for anyone that's starting their budgeting journey. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more budgeting tips and real life money stories. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!